What's up, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, and the overall market. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $2,000, you're guaranteed 30 in total. And the offer ends at the end of March. Anyways, so as far as the market's going, we have this range to be watching for on SPY, at least thus far. But one thing I want to say is that we have not been able to crack past 565 yet. We tried to, and we just saw this thing kind of shuffle around there. So for now, I want to say that we're not ready to get that breakout yet. I think there's potential for it, but for the time being, this could be a little dippy. We could just see a lot of consolidation, so just keep that in mind. Now, our data came out. Retail sales are very close to expectations, and our business inventories and housing market reports were all pretty much close. We saw better than expected business inventories, but everything else was just like so. This data did cause the market to kind of dip a bit, then just to come back up, but it's not really making much of a move for now. So, what do I see for SPY from this point on? Well, like I said before, I do think there's a good chance we see a nice upside move, at least temporarily, for the next 1 to 2 weeks, right? But that does not necessarily mean that it's going to last forever. Like I said before, there could be another big, next leg down that could be coming in the future as well. But just to be very clear, for the short term, for today, we're not ready to get the breakout yet unless we hold above 565. That's when we're going to be opening some hope for it. But what I think is happening is even if we do get some kind of pullback move like this, what I hope for is that we attempt an accumulation. Let's just say hypothetically we do get a breakout, right? How do I think this is going to pan out? Well, I'm leaning more bullish for like the end of March period, and then, like I said before, heading into April, that's when we could be potentially seeing another leg down with more tariffs to be announced. So I just want to make it very clear. This is what I talk about when I talk about temporary upside. That does not mean we're just going to run forever. If we could be looking for a move like this. So, anyways, let's not worry about that right now. I just want to give you guys a very very rough estimation of how that could like look like in terms of the pattern. For now, let's focus on the chart right now. Right now, we're looking not the strongest. SPY needs to break past 565 to remain more bullish. If we don't break that, we could temporarily see this kind of dip towards 561.75. And if it doesn't hold, we're looking for essentially these lower levels, especially around the 558s. So we could be looking for a small decline here, but then as time goes on, we can always reaccumulate and then eventually start to run. So I'm looking for a move like this, a move back down to like 561, if not the low 560s. Then we'll see if we get a nice bounce from there. So watch that very closely. I just don't want to see this lose 555 to lean a little bit more bearish. For now, we're holding support, so we'll give this some time. We're looking for a move like this. If 555 fails us, I will be a little bit more concerned. But for now, that hasn't been the case, and we're remaining more elevated. So we'll see if SPY declines just a little bit more, and we'll see if we get a bounce soon. So keep that in mind. On the QQQ, we're showing some weakness, especially thanks to Nvidia. I say this because we need to hold above 480 to really bounce. If we hold that, we're looking for 485 and 488 as our targets. If we end up losing 478, we're looking for a dip back down to about 474, then eventually the gap will for 470. We have a nice double bottom here, but we want to see this thing break past 480 to really start going. So watch and see how things end up going. For now, like I said before, if we get a move down, we're looking for 478 to 474 as our potential supports. Then we'll see if we get a rebound like this to try to get a move back up. So watch that very closely if we see a little bit of a dip, and give this the time it needs. For the Russell 2000, you have this resistance around this 204 area. If that breaks, we're looking for 206, not to mention these higher levels. We have support at 202, so we'll just have to see what kind of move we make here, especially as we have a bullish divergence. Then we'll give this the time it needs. So we have resistance at this trend line. We could be dipping here before it tries to break out higher for like 206, and we'll see what happens from this point on. We're still showing resilience, but we're at a tough resistance at the trend line, and we need to get back above 206 to really start pumping. Otherwise, we'll see if we get a pullback from there, then if it starts pushing after that or not. We could also be looking at this trend line right here. We could actually draw one out like this just for confirmation. But keep in mind, we'll just have to see what the reaction is to this resistance. Do we break through this? Do we see it as temporarily dip to retest the trend line before it tries to bounce? We're waiting for that. ES is looking bullish in terms of its trend direction. It's trying to kind of flip here, but we haven't been able to crack past 56.71. See the 50 EMA was resistance here. We did not crack past that. So we're looking for 56.13 and then 55.75 as our potential targets. This might dip a little bit more towards this green 20 EMA. Then we'll see if we slowly start to bounce and make a move back up like that, right? So I could be looking for a test of 56.13. If it doesn't hold, we could dip lower, and we'll see what kind of reaction we get. On NQ, we had resistance at 19,833. We're looking for 19,589 or below as our supports, and we'll see if we get a bounce or not. So watch that very, very closely. So please be very careful with this. This might dip a little bit towards the 19,500s, and we'll see if we get a bounce. We want to see this break past 19,833 to get up to the 20,000s. So give this the time it needs. Look for some downside, and we'll see how things end up going. For Bitcoin, we're making higher lows right here. As long as this holds, we could be pushing for 85,000 plus. If we end up losing 82,000, we could be dumping even more. But we're trying to hold support here. We're looking pretty good, so give this the time it needs. For Nvidia, we're forming a nice accumulation right here. We're looking for essentially 117 as the main support. So we'll have to see if Nvidia holds or not. Then we'll see if we get a bounce move or not as well from here. So watch 117 and see if some buyers defend. If we lose that, we could be dumping back down towards like the 112s. So give this the time it needs. We could be dipping towards like 116 to 117, and we'll see if buyers defend here. I do anticipate a little bit more downside with Nvidia, especially because of some negative news. Tesla has some news involving the Cybertruck, and also because of a downgrade from Mizuho. So from what I'm seeing, I just want to say that we have this structure right here. We want to see it break and hold above 250 to remain bullish. If not, we're going to be watching to see how well this holds around 233 and then eventually 230. So watch those supports. It's a little bit more bearish because of this news. So as long as we hold 230, it could be okay. I mean, it would be just okay, not too great though. It's not looking too good because of this, but there is still some hope for it if it tries to hold this support. If we lose 230, it's going to be a bad sign. So we're going to give this some time. Not looking too good so far with the bad news. Apple could be retesting 208, and we'll see if we form a double bottom here or not. So give it some time. For coin is trying to form a bounce move. We're looking for a test of about 205. Not 205, 188. If we break past it, then we're looking for essentially 198, then 202, and then 205. But for now, we're looking for 188 and then eventually the 190s. So watch that very closely. For Amzn, we could be dipping back down to about 192 to 194. I want to see it get back above 197 to bounce. For Meta, we're rejecting off 609. I want to see it get back above that. Otherwise, this could be dipping closer to about 595 or so could be coming. We'll see if we bounce. Microsoft is rejecting here. We're watching basically 385 as our support and then 389 as resistance. We'll see if that holds. If not, we could be dipping lower. Then Google is kind of dipping here, so we're going to be looking to see what kind of reaction we get around 164. So could be dipping as well. We'll have to give this the time it needs. The VIX is looking bearish as we're making lower highs, which tends to be good for the markets, but we're going to be very, very patient nonetheless. So we'll see. SPY needs to get back up at 565. If we can hold above that, we're going to, favor upside even more. But if we can't do that, we're just kind of consolidating in this range. Our main support is going to be around 561.75. That's like the really strong support. And then we have 560 below that. So we'll see if that holds. And I want to see us get back above 565. As of right now, we're kind of consolidating. So give the market more time. Anyways, have a good day, guys. That's your quick update for now. I'll be back with another upload in a couple of hours. Until then, have a good one and peace out.